This past winter was the first time that we stayed in this little cabin we're working on full time. I knew we had to deal with water lines because they've frozen in the past, and got the main line buried, but the lines that are up under the cabin, those were freezing on me, so I had to put skirting around the cabin. I knew that was going to lead to project A leads to B leads to C, etc. I knew that was going to lead to I needed to get ventilation under here, so all spring, so wet, I left the access hatches open for ventilation, but I need to get the actual vents installed. I have heat tape and an outlet right on the other side here that is a place I can plug in a ventilation fan. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is take these, the way that this tongue and groove is, I'm going to have to take this first one off, then I can take the second one off, and I'm thinking I'm going to put the fan in this hatch here. So if I put on this side of the cabin the vent that is a humidistat vent, I can use that 110 for the heat tape to plug in the powered vent. Has two fans, humidistat, we'll show that here in a sec. And then on the other side I'll put two static vents. They have little on-off valves. This is what I have. Static vents, I got two of these. Have a little, I can open and close them. So I'll put two on the far side of the cabin. And then on this side, I have this vent. It's a double fan. It has a humidistat on it that you can adjust to whatever level you find acceptable, and it's supposed to turn itself off and on, off and on. So what we can do today is take those panels out, work here under the shelter, get everything cut up, get this powered fan mounted. So for this fan, vent, whatever you want to call it, I need 18-inch framing with a 14-inch gap. This is where I would like to put it, on this side of that 2x4, so that I can have it as close to the center as I can. I'm going to see if we can put it right here. I mean, we have easily 14 inches of room for the fan to rest in there. Looky there. Beautiful. Screw, 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 screw. And the power cord is long enough it'll reach the outlet to the left. Well, I guess we should mount it upside right so we can, hey, still fits even if you put it upside right. What do you think about that? Oh, huh. I guess I should have thought about this pier. So if I put the fan in here, it's still going to move air, but not the way I wanted it to. Got to do it right. Just the board right there for now. I think what I'll do is I'll put this 2x4 right in front of this block, measure 15 inches that way, and then the fan sits over here instead of over here. Means I got to take another panel off. I have several of these little short 2x4s, so I can make, I mean, this one's 29 inches, so we shall make 19-inch long pieces out of these. And then go install them. Moving away from the 4x4 and the cement post over and putting two new 4x4s in, add a 15-inch gap like I was originally planning, and then just cutting this foam insulation to fit behind. And like I said, this is not trying to be NASA certified. Gives me a nice perfect gap that this fan fits inside of. Okay. So I do believe I'm going to mount the fan where it is 2 inches from the top 4x4. I mean, I don't want to go I do believe I'm going to mount the fan where it is 2 inches from the top 4x4, because that gives me a little elbow room on the top and it's not too close to the ground. I might be able to go up, maybe we'll do 1 inch, just to keep it further away from the ground. Let's do 1 inch. Now the other thing is, when I mount the fan like this, the other thing is the skirting is going to be right up against this metal. The other thing I noticed about this fan is the skirting is going to be flush up against the metal as the fan is flush up against here, which is fine. But the screws, mounting hardware they gave us, has depth to it, which would cause the skirting to have to bubble up. I don't want that. So I'm going to use some just plain old exterior screws that I have, and then that'll be a more flush. Still not perfect, but it'll be pretty darn flush. So let's change it from a 2-inch drop to a 1-inch drop. So we'll raise these marks up 1 inch, and then we'll mount this fan and get it set up. A little louder than I thought they would be. Well, they're moving a lot of air. And then a little hole cut. All right, we put our bubble foil back up. Little hole cut for the fan. Now we got to figure out where to cut the skirting around this fan. Not bad. A couple hours of work. Easier than I thought it was going to be. Just a little time consuming so that you can make sure you have everything lined up the way it's supposed to be. Now to put some type of cover over that. So that gave me 4 nice pieces. Not quite a perfect 2x2, but I mean, close enough. Something like that is what I have in mind.